Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Elite Arsenal player has just rejected a transfer. He is going to sign a new contract instead. Arsenal star Reiss Nelson will be out of contract in less than 2 days, and AC Milan have been really keen to sign him for over a month now. The 23-year-old Englishman is nowhere near being the first choice under Mikel Arteta, but he is still an important member of the squad. He definitely showed that with his performances off the bench last season. Now, there is a real risk of losing Nelson for nothing this summer, but Milan News.it have shared some good news for Arsenal fans about the winger. When people looked at Arsenal's academy a few years ago, nobody was talking about Bukayo Saka or Emil Smith-Rowe. Reiss Nelson was the kid who everyone felt would make it. The Englishman, branded as a player with an elite mindset by Alex Iwobi, has been at Arsenal since he was just 9. He came through the ranks at Hale and was among the best players in all the age groups growing up. However, Nelson just hasn't been able to break into the first team like Saka or Smith Rowe did, which is a real shame as he showed so much potential back then. Arteta definitely sees the quality Nelson has, which is why he has been really keen to keep hold of him this summer. The Spaniard is about to get his wish. The report claims after weeks of talks with AC Milan, Nelson has decided not to accept the Rossoneri's offer to join them on a free transfer this summer. Instead, he is now set to sign a brand new contract at Arsenal. Arsenal star does not want to leave this summer. Arsenal midfielder Jorginho has been speaking about his future and whether he will stay at the club following reports that he could depart. The Italian signed for Arsenal from Premier League rivals Chelsea during the January transfer window for a reported £12 million. He added some good experience to the side and started to become a more key player than Thomas Partey towards the end of the season. Report had linked him with a reunion with his former boss Maurizio Sarri. The manager wanted to bring him to Lazio. With the player having trophy-winning experience, Mikel Arteta will be hoping that he can help some of the younger talent in the squad. Rumors of him leaving seem to be off the mark. Speaking to the Evening Standard, the Italian said, "To be honest, I was surprised but really happy by how welcome I was, how Arsenal treated me when I came in. I am very happy to stay at Arsenal, to be honest. Those rumors, I am not sure who was behind it, to be honest, but nothing at the moment has happened to me. I am quite happy where I am." This is a great news for Arsenal. Jorginho may not play every game, but he is a very experienced player, and this is great to have in the dressing room. The Gunners had one of the youngest squad in the Premier League on average last season. This emphasizes the need for older players like Jorginho. The player who was called exceptional by Mikel Arteta is 31. He could be a key player in Arsenal's next campaign. They will want to challenge for the title again and go far in cup competitions. £35 million star now heading towards exit at the Emirates. Arsenal striker Folarin Balogun could leave the Emirates permanently this summer, Daily Express journalist Ryan Taylor has suggested to Give Me Sport. The 21-year-old enjoyed a very successful loan spell at Rams last season, but he was warned his club that he will not accept another temporary move. Sky Sport reporter Darmesh Sheth recently informed Give Me Sport that Balogun is attracting interest from the Premier League and the clubs abroad. According to The Sun, he could cost £35 million and is admired by Italian giants AC Milan and Inter Milan. Balogun has confirmed that he will not be leaving Arsenal on loan again. He said, "I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I am just committed to now. I try to stay present. I obviously want to enjoy the moment with my team and my family. What I can say is that I definitely won't go on loan again." With Balogun unwilling to leave the Emirates on a temporary basis again, Taylor thinks he could leave Arsenal for good this summer. Speaking to Give Me Sport, the Daily Express journalist said, "You have probably seen his comment. He is adamant he is not going to leave on loan again, so that points towards a permanent sale. I think it's quite clear at this moment in time that he is not going to be ahead of Gabriel Jesus or Edin Ketaya in the pecking order. A case, however, can probably be made for Balogun to be ahead of Nketiah in the pecking order after the season the USA international has just had. Balogun scored 21 goals in 37 League One outings last term, so perhaps he could be an upgrade on his Arsenal teammate. With the USA star fully against the idea of going back out on loan, it certainly will be interesting to see what happens with him this summer. Piers Morgan tells Arsenal to go wild and sign £150 million striker after getting Declan Rice. Arsenal are on the verge of signing Declan Rice for a club record fee this summer, but Piers Morgan is still not satisfied. He wants the Gunners to sign Victor Osimhen next. Mikel Arteta and Edu entered the window with Rice as their top priority. They have been keen to sign him for months now, and it looks like it will happen very soon. Every Arsenal fan is over the moon right now, except Morgan, who wants Stan Kroenke to sanction another record-breaking move this time to sign Napoli's Osimhen. Arsenal came ever so close to winning the Premier League title last season. The Gunners finished just 5 points behind Manchester City in the end, and lack of depth in their squad is the biggest reason why they couldn't go all the way. Morgan tried his best to get Arsenal to bid for Cristiano Ronaldo at the end of last year. He is still adamant that the Gunners need a prolific striker, and he is at it again on Twitter. The 58-year-old has urged the Gunners to make a move for Osimhen after the Rice deal becomes official, he wrote. It's brilliant that Arsenal seem to have won the race to sign Declan Rice, who will be a monstrously good addition to the team. But if we want to win big trophies, we also need a world-class striker who will score 25 plus goals a season. I'd break the bank for Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is arguably the best striker in the Serie A. The Nigerian scored 31 goals and provided 5 assists last season, and was one of the biggest reasons why Napoli won the Serie A for the first time in over 3 decades. Napoli have every right to demand the award for Osimhen this summer, which is why he is reportedly rated an eye-watering £150 million. Anything can happen in football, but the chances of Arsenal splashing that kind of money to sign Osimhen this summer are as close to zero as anything can ever be. Fabrizio Romano says £45 million player is desperate to join Arsenal. He isn't hesitating. Jurriën Timber is so keen to join Arsenal. That's according to Fabrizio Romano, who has been speaking about the Dutch defender and his potential £45 million move to Arsenal. Timber is reportedly closing in on a move to the Gunners, and according to Romano, speaking on the Here We Go podcast, the defender has had no hesitation in accepting a move to the North London club. Indeed, Romano says that Timber immediately said yes to Arsenal when they approached him, claiming that there is now an agreement on a 5-year contract between the player and the club. Romano shared what he knows about Timber. I can guarantee that, as with Havertz and Rice, Timber is really excited about the Arsenal project, and he immediately said yes to Arsenal. There is an agreement on a 5-year contract, and we are just waiting on an agreement between clubs, but Jurriën Timber is very close to Arsenal. This just goes to show how much Arsenal have grown as a club. Make no mistake about it, Jurriën Timber is one of the most coveted young players in Europe right now, and the fact that he is desperate to join Arsenal is a sign of the direction the North London club are moving in. Let's not forget, just 2 or 3 years ago, Arsenal were genuinely looking like being a mid-table club after back-to-back 8th place finishes. However, after a cultural reset and a huge recruitment drive, Arsenal are now one of the most appealing clubs in Europe once again, and that means that players like Timber are desperate to join the club. Arsenal could now ask about extraordinary £86 million star if they miss out on 2 Premier League players. Arsenal are interested in signing Aurelien Chuamini and plan to ask about the Real Madrid star if they fail to sign Moses Caicedo or Romeo Lavia this summer. That's according to a report from Football Transfers, which notes that the Gunners are long-term admirers of the Frenchman. Arsenal have now announced their first signing of the summer, with Kai Havertz signing from Chelsea. It looks set to be a busy few days, with the Times suggesting that a move for Declan Rice is edging closer, but Mikel Arteta may not be done there with their midfield. According to a report from Football Transfers, Arsenal could ask about Aurelien Chuamini in the window. It suggested that the 23-year-old may be the subject of an inquiry if Arsenal fail to land either Caicedo or Lavia, who both shone in the Premier League last season. However, the asking price looks set to be a major issue. Football Transfers notes that Real Madrid will not take anything less than £86 million for Chouamini. Florentino Perez, meanwhile, wants the youngster to have a key role for Carlo Ancelotti's side next year. He thinks he could be the next Casemiro. It suggested that the situation could potentially change if Los Blancos get a sense that Kylian Mbappe's asking price has dropped. Of course, Arsenal know all about signing a promising Real Madrid midfielder, and obviously, Martin Odegaard has proved to be an unbelievable signing for the Gunners. Chouamini is in a different boat, having played regularly for Real since his arrival. He would also cost several times more than the Norwegian. ESPN Pundit says 24-year-old could be the perfect player for Arsenal next season. Don Hutchison has described Declan Rice as the perfect player for Arsenal and backed the England international to flourish under Mikel Arteta. Hutchison was speaking to ESPN as Declan Rice closes in on a move to Arsenal. The Times report that the Gunners are on the brink of signing the 24-year-old after making a £105 million bid for the midfielder. It's a huge statement of intent from Arsenal after their title challenges last year. ESPN noted that he is in line to become the 10th most expensive player of all time when he completes his move to the Emirates. With that, there will be a lot of pressure on Rice to perform and live up to expectations. However, Hutchison believes that the West Ham captain has everything needed to reach the top of the game in an Arsenal shirt. He said, "In the way he plays the game, I think not only are you getting the perfect player, but I think that Arsenal are getting the perfect character because managers are definitely looking at the character of player. Never a problem, never injured, versatile, can play as a 6, as an 8, captain material. See what he did for West Ham, taking them to a conference final win last season. The role that he plays, he is very easy on the eye. I think you are not buying the finished article just yet at £105 million, so I think there is a lot more to come from Declan Rice in this Arsenal system. I think you will see him flourish, score more goals, get more assists. Rice has definitely taken his game to new levels in the past couple of years. He always looked to have the potential to be a top player in the Premier League, but few West Ham fans would have quite imagined that he would end up lifting a European trophy before becoming one of the most expensive players in the world. It will be fascinating to see what heights he can reach with Arsenal. Clearly, the Gunners feel that he is one of the final pieces in the jigsaw as they prepare to smash their transfer record, and he is set to join an Arsenal side which should continue to grow and improve in the coming years. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.